respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. Welcome to Immigration Green Card Guys here, the Immigration Problem Solvers. We're here to guide you any step of the way, okay? If we're going to just point you in the right direction for one website link, your case could be stuck. Let's check out, let's evaluate how long it's been, because they consider unreasonable delay. If it's considered that, depending how long you've waited, then we can file a mandamus lawsuit, for example. Or maybe you have a request for evidence. Maybe you received a notice of intent to deny. You need to have a law firm ready to go for you, especially if you contacted your law firm or they didn't even contact you about the RFE notice in the mail or NOID letter in the mail, and you're like, yo, it's been a week. What's going on? So you need a law firm ready to go for you, okay, to take action. So I'm not here to say like, oh, your lawyer's bad or anything, but I think if your lawyer, you don't like your lawyer, right? Like, so you just need to be ready for that. Okay, have a lawyer ready to go, because by the time you receive a letter like that, there is a deadline. And then you're going to be scrambling, you're going to be stressed. So thank you so much for tuning in to the live show. If you're wondering who I am, my name is John Ting. I am practicing immigration law in the United States, helping you secure legal status. All right, so let's get down to it. I'm here. If you're new to the channel, just brief introduction here. What we do here is I share insights about immigration. Look, if you're trying to deport your Pookie Bear, we don't provide advice on that. We don't provide information other than go to ice.gov. But if you're trying to help your relative, your family member, you're an entrepreneur, you're part HR of your company, and you want to file a case, sponsor a worker, employee, we're happy to help you, point you in the right direction, okay? And of course, all right, so let's get down to answering your questions. Hey, Mary, welcome back. Yes, you can DM. TC Pereira. You applied for your spouse's visa in October 2024. You're a citizen here. Okay, great. So you just got started about 3 months ago? All right. So stay tuned. I mean, y'all might not think you need an immigration lawyer. Like, you filed yourself, you're like, yeah, they didn't reject my case yet. It's been about a month. They didn't reject it. Who knows? It could happen in month 3. Not trying to fearmonger here, but again, you need to be ready to authorize a lawyer to help you if needed. There's so many of us online. So anyway, so you might not have a problem now, and that's great, but just be ready. Charlotte, you completed your I-130 in September 2023. I think you mean you filed it, because you're saying you're stuck in the USCIS phase 1. Please advise. Oh boy. Okay, Charlotte. So here's an example. It's supposed to be 16 months, at least last time I checked last week. And it's not 15.5 months. This is for petition only, for immediate relative. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you probably have no idea what I'm pointing at. On TikTok, I have this background that I can share. I need to figure that out for YouTube and Facebook. Have the same thing. Okay, so, but of course, so it sounds like, yeah, yours, if my math is correct, you're what, September 2023, so you're like a year and 5 months, maybe? 4 months, so yeah, that's what, 16 months then? So yeah, it's time. It's time to consider mandamus lawsuit. Again, hopefully your all's cases don't need a mandamus lawsuit. But again, you need to be ready to take action. Okay, it says it right up here on TikTok, take action. Okay, so by the way, quick note here, y'all know that TikTok is going away. We have to just admit it. It's going away on January 19th. So if you want to follow me on other channels, of course, my handle is the same, at Green Card Guys. Okay, so it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. I know some platforms you don't like. I get it. I'm gonna miss this one right here. I'm gonna miss y'all. Okay, so go ahead and find me on those channels. And if you just want the other way to get some information from us in the meantime is go to my LINK. Okay, in my bio. I'll go to my bio. There's an LINK. It starts with ZAAP. Click on that. Scroll down towards the bottom. There's a lot of different options, of course, to help you out, serve you. The last option is to add your email to our email list. Look, we're trying not to spam you. Okay, what we're trying to do is to provide free information, point you in the right direction. And look, of course, if you start to not want our emails, just unsubscribe. At least you get the free guide. And that first free guide, that's like automatic, you'll get in your inbox, is like top 5 questions, I believe. Top 5 questions to ask a law firm, immigration law firm. Okay, because look, I know I'm just one of many immigration law firms in America, so it certainly doesn't have to be us. Of course, it'll be a pleasure to assist you, but you can go ahead and get free information there in the meantime. All right, next question. Chiku, delayed work permit after biometrics. How long have you been delayed? When did you file for your whole case? I'm assuming it's your entire case. But look, if it's been average for our case, it seems to be about 3 to 6 months, if I had to provide a range. Thank you so much for your questions. I will be live for about probably another 15 minutes. All right, answer your questions because I got a bunch of meetings today. Hi, Tigris. Thank you. We're in Houston, Texas, and Tigris or anyone else interested in our services or just have a chat with our legal team. There's a couple options. Go to my TikTok at least and Instagram. You go to my bio profile right there. It should take you to a LINK down below the picture, the link, and you have option 1 to speak to a client care specialist. Right now, promotion for y'all. Okay, because I appreciate y'all tuning in with us. It only costs this much, less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Okay, to schedule a meeting with us to verify we can even help you. Okay, you don't even have to talk to a lawyer for that. I train my team literally every day, and I think they're tired of it. But I got to do what's best for y'all, right? So, and the thing is, of course, if you want to speak to a lawyer, we do have limited availability to speak to one of our premier associates, but that's option number 2, and we do want to offer that to you. And look, it's not $800. There's at least one attorney I saw. I was like, does that person actually want to talk with y'all at $800? That's a bit strange, right? But we do charge 3 digits for that, but it starts with number 2. Okay. Thank you so much for asking. Charlotte, look forward to talking with you as well. Our team is looking forward to chatting with you. VHIN on TikTok. You petitioned your mother-in-law as a U.S. citizen since April 2024, but still no update until now. So, okay. So you say mother-in-law? Um, did your relationship with your mother-in-law, was that established before you turned 18? That's important. So look, this is like I guess you could say like a hot tip in terms of eligibility because even though you filed the case, someone like in your position might think like, oh, you didn't get an RFE yet, you didn't get a request for evidence. You think, oh yeah, everything's gravy, everything's okay. It's been like 8 months, it's been 12 months, it should be almost over, right? We're right there, right? But even after 12 months, they could still send you an RFE in the mail or in the online account. They could still deny you, and you're like, what the hell? And that's the thing, folks. I mean, I don't want to assume y'all's situation, but I think a safe assumption for a lot of y'all, you either have an attorney, but it seems to be the minority of that. I think the majority of you have filed on your own. And I'm kind of interested. Can you type in the number 1 in the comment section if you filed it yourself? It's all good. I'm just kind of curious. But that's nothing on you, VHIN. That just popped in my head to mention that. But yeah, I mean, still hasn't been a year, so I would expect, you know, even though the processing time here And I'm assuming yours is a, immediate relative. That's the only way to file for your mother or your parents anyway. But it says 15.5 months here. But some cases could be a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Thanks for your questions. All right, so let me check it out. All right, so Instagram, y'all are. Does anyone have advice about Instagram? Because it's still like processing or something. It's a bit strange. All right, Dwayne Thompson, you can't be added to the lease. No social security number. Is there a way around this? You live together. Okay, so some apartment leases, some apartment management, they have like you might not be at the very top with your spouse's name, but they might have a section. Not might. I may have seen it. I've read it. Another section for like other occupants or secondary occupants, and so check out the lease to see if they have a section like that. And so at the very least, if you don't have and if that worst case scenario, if you're not able to add both names to the lease, then definitely get some bills. And I know most bills you can't get in both names, but at least some, if not together, then some other bills in the other spouse's name. Okay. That's like worst case scenario. Okay, let's see. Ekim, how long will it take to get your family, wife and daughter, you're a green card holder? Have you filed yet? So it just depends. I need no more information. Are you a citizen or a resident? Is your daughter over 21 or under 21? It's so many different scenarios. All right, you say you're a red green card holder. So in general, then all those categories. This is not all the categories for family preference, but this is just one of them. But all of them, the common thing about all of them, they don't give you the number of months anymore. It's very frustrating. They just changed it. Back in September 2024, it used to have a number, but now on the website uscs.gov, on the bottom where it says see notes, it doesn't show my background here on TikTok, but it says there USCIS is going to provide issue a decision after or as soon as your own priority date on your notice, 797C notice, is near the timing for your on the visa bulletin. And how frustrating is that? That is ridiculous. Because usually on the visa bulletin, depending on category, on a family preference bulletin, it could be like ranging from 5 years to like 10 years. Like it's like literally minimum 10 years for filing for a sibling. So it's very frustrating. So especially if you have family member, those immigrant family members in the America, they overstay their visa, for example, or entered without a inspection, without a visa, without parole, then they need to file a waiver after the petition is approved. But by the time what it states here under C notes, by the time that happens, that could be another 15 years. So it's pretty ridiculous. It's not right. It's definitely not fair. So what we're doing, my colleague and myself, we're considering to file a class action lawsuit. It could be like end of February or March. So if you're interested in that, go ahead. For now, click on option number 1 in our LINK. If you're in that situation, okay. If you don't even know you're in that situation, just fill out the form anyway, and we'll let you know. And in that class action, if we get a lot more people, like 50 plus people, for example, then we can reduce the cost, of course. All right. I see a couple questions on. Oh, hey, what's going on, Claire? What's going on, Loyal? Good to see y'all. Hey, where are y'all watching from, by the way? I always find it interesting. All right. Okay, looks like we have a guest on. I don't know if this person, Chalabro, intended to, because it's hard to tell on Carla, looks like. You want to join live on Instagram? Did you intend to do that? Okay, but at least on other platforms, you're welcome. What in the world is going on? I swipe something on Instagram and it does this like futuristic thing. I have no idea why they do that. Hello.
Hello.
Did you intend to go live?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
great. Some people on Instagram do an accident. How's it going?
Okay,
Sorry, I'm
it's
trying to get rid of
fine.
this thing.
Okay.
How can I help you?
No, no, no. I'm trying to listen to everybody else.
Oh,
I
just
don't have a
listening?
question right now. Yes.
Okay, no problem. Well, I'll just kick you off from the live. Well, anytime you have a question, welcome to ask, okay?
Oh, okay,
You
great.
can
Thank you.
you can request again when you have a question.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Actually, I don't know how to kick you off, so that's okay either way. Let's see. I'm getting used to this thing. All right, so got another question here. So yeah, you're welcome to join live. Let me share it on the invite for Facebook and YouTube. The link if you just want to join us backstage and you can join later on. Is anyone else on Instagram? Does anyone else use it? It's a confusing thing. It's got this futuristic thing on my face. I don't know how to get rid of it. This is kind of embarrassing, but cool at the same time. All right. All right. Anyways, let's get to answering questions. At least not on these other platforms. All right. Loyal, you got deported in 2008. ICE admin closed your case in 2023. Interesting. Okay, because you filed for VAWA last month and you received a receipt notice. You applied for PD and waiting for a response. Are you safe? It's hard to say if you're safe because only if your notice says deferred action. All right, Loyal, we're going to bring you on YouTube. What's going on?
Hey, big man. Hi, can't complain. How you doing?
Good, good. How can I help you?
Quick questions. Deported in 2008. Um, I
Okay,
applied
I'm
for
following you.
a PD in 2024. Still waiting on the government technician response. Still haven't had anything yet. I applied for VAWA. I've received a receipt notice. In a situation like that, when you have a case pending, are you somehow to say a little bit safe? Or since you have the deportation order on you, does that put you in a different category?
Um, so what we look at is in terms of like when people ask about safe, is you have to check the receipt notice.
Hmm.
Because receipt notice for like other applications, U visa, T visa, TPS, they have deferred action, but that also doesn't necessarily mean like it's completely protect you from ICE in a sense. Of course, I mean it would if there's no further criminal history, for
Right,
example.
right.
Um, let me see here. Let me pull up an example from VAWA because I see you're in the car. Let me click on a different client here, see what pops up.
So even if the
Mhm.
person has, if ICE has administrative closed the person's case, they're still not guaranteed, right?
Yeah, because you're still not guaranteed because they could your admin closure for court is considered like what we call off the docket. It's inactive, but
Hmm.
you already have what we call a notice to appear. So if it was like criminal court, it's similar document to like charging document, like indictment or complaint.
Hmm.
So they could like what Trump did 4 years ago,
Hmm.
8 years ago is more like what's a different way to call it? Like recall people's cases
Okay.
to bring it
Okay.
back active. So it would no longer be admin closed, but active. Okay, so you definitely want to be ready. It doesn't sound like there's anything you can do right now
Hmm.
to help make it stronger. If like for example, if you need a like some prompts that you events that you may need to consider talking to a lawyer one on one
Hmm.
is if you receive a letter in the mail from the court. Okay, maybe it mentions like a court hearing, a court date, or you have a request for evidence letter from USCIS,
Hmm.
um, or like an NOID, notice of intent denied. Which, by the way, I don't know if you've followed my channel before, but NOID means like it doesn't actually mean denied. It's kind of like they give you a 1% chance
Well, okay.
to
Right.
respond back. Okay,
Right.
or an opportunity to respond back.
Right.
Um, Let's see here. Just trying to find my other client's case here for the receipt notice. hmm Okay, there we go. Let me open that up. How long ago was you said 2008. Okay.
Yeah, 2008. Yeah.
Did you have a lawyer back then, by the way?
Yeah, yeah, I didn't yeah, I did. Was not good.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. Okay, well, at least for the admin closure, did you have in 2023? Did you have a lawyer for that part? Kind of curious.
No, I was doing the reporting in one day. I went in, and then the agent took my paperwork and went inside and came back and said, don't you no longer required to report anymore.
hmm
And that was it. You know.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so I'm just looking at a example client's I-360 for the VAWA
hmm
receipt notice, and it doesn't. This is what I suspected. It didn't have any language about deferred action. It's just
hmm
the keywords that USCIS uses to say, like, hypothetically, if an ICE officer looked at the paperwork, you had it ready. Like people who have DACA, for example, also they have deferred action. So
hmm
meaning it's like a priority, meaning or non-priority. They don't have to go to court, assuming
Okay.
no crimes, no new crimes. Mhm.
Right. Right.
Okay, so I guess less protection that way, but yeah, in general, our case experience that is when we file VAWA or other related applications, we
hmm
provide a copy to USCIS. I'm
hmm
probably copy to the court that you have a case with USCIS,
hmm
then we actually get the case dismissed. Okay, so um, you might want to check with attorney, whether it's us or someone else, to look at your
hmm
paperwork because, as you mentioned, your order deported sounds like by court, right?
Yeah.
Actual
Court.
immigration
Yeah, I
court.
went to the court. Yeah, a long time
Mm.
ago.
I mean, we got 6 days of Trump, right? But the best thing to do in general, regardless of president, is to get a um, motion, what we call it, motion to reopen
hmm
and dismiss at the same time. And what we
Okay.
provide is a copy of your VAWA receipt notice and the application. Did you
Okay.
by any chance file? So the thing is, you cannot file. You probably didn't do this because you can't. You're not supposed to. A 485 application.
No, I don't think I'm qualified for that because of my case being in the jurisdiction of the court.
Exactly, exactly. So don't do that yet. But yeah, that's the. If anything, really, that's the next step before anything else. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Um.
So happy
How
to
do
chat further if you need
yeah,
to.
how do
Okay.
I find out about your consultation fees and all that?
Well, I can tell you right now because I don't think YouTube cares, but TikTok's going away soon, so it's okay. The terms and conditions, whatever. It's to speak to one of our premier associates, it's 249, and I
249.
believe with me it's 349. It's just a
Uh-huh.
little bit higher. So yeah,
And
hopefully
you
that gives
work
you
you
an
work
idea.
in all the states?
Yes, sir. We help with anyone who wherever they live, Alaska,
Uh-huh.
Idaho, anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, I'm in Houston, Texas, but yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
how we do things a bit differently, actually, since you're on and sounds like you're curious about it, and others are, how we work, even though we may be living in different areas.
hmm
In terms of files, we have a Dropbox folder, a cloud folder.
Okay.
So we share that link on the same day that you
Okay.
sign up. We have an onboard meeting, and you always
Okay.
have access to attorney. Of course, we time block our days, but
Right.
you have a link, like you can self schedule anytime.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Wish you all the best.
Yes, sir.
All right. Always love having guests on. Let's see. Let me go to TikTok real quick. Then I'll switch back and forth between the platforms. Thank you so much for your questions here. Catherine, you've been waiting for 3 years. My goodness. Um, well, it did. Okay, green card through marriage. You read my mind. Okay, what I was going to ask. And I'm assuming your spouse is a citizen, Catherine. If that's the case, then that's a clear shot in terms of filing for mandamus lawsuit. Okay, so if y'all are not sure, you're like, well, I just filed like 6 months ago. Look, you never know, or you filed it 12 months ago. You never know. Contact us. Our team's happy to share. We have a chart. Like my team is not guessing. There could be an oddball application. I wouldn't call oddball. Like one application is not common to file a mandamus, but was still considered for you. Okay. Hey, what's up, Diane Spice? Interesting with your all your exes there. How are y'all feeling, by the way? Like with TikTok about to go away on the 19th, where are y'all gonna be? Where are y'all gonna hang out? I'm gonna miss y'all. It's gonna be a bit different. I mean, I love y'all on YouTube as well. Facebook and Meta in general is just killing me, man. So if Meta's listening to this, y'all gotta get your act together. There's so many reasons why we don't really like you, okay, Meta? So you gotta get your act together. Red Note, but isn't Red Note? But Red Note doesn't do like live like this, right? Does Red Note do this? Like I just signed up for 11.8 yesterday, and turns out some of my lawyer friends are on it too, which I think is kind of hilarious. We're just kind of jumping around, see how it goes. It's like our last few days on an island with TikTok, I guess. Anyways, it's kind of a weird thing. It just felt a lot easier to connect with y'all. Okay, sure. Okay, now YouTube suddenly is sharing my live show with several more people. But this Facebook thing, Instagram, it's killing me, man. I don't know. I don't. Maybe I need to put a wig on. Stay tuned for that. Mare, yeah, I saw that by the way. That I googled it. Of course, I checked it. Who owns it? It's like I don't know. I gotta check that. I gotta check that law that banned TikTok. You know, where they just tucked it in with funding to Ukraine, I believe it was. Um, because if they truly have a national security issue with a Chinese or foreign company of having our data, then wouldn't they ban all apps from any country, or at least all apps from China that are owned by China? Makes you think, right? Makes you really think. I'm just speculating here. Sorry, I'm going to go back to immigration in a second, but I'm just speculating that we just do a little conspiracy theory here real quick with me. That obviously, Zuckerberg funded. And he's probably going to ban me now. I'm saying this. He funded obviously lobbyist. Okay, Meta. But I think they just don't want us to be able to like promote each other, right? Share information. We've been able to do it so quickly about, this guy Luigi, things like that. They don't want people making money. Yeah, they want to keep us on a certain level, right? They want people who are earning W-2 to be the ones paying the bulk of the tax. It's very frustrating. And even as a small business owner, it is difficult. I want to do the right thing, hire team members, be able to help y'all. Also, anyway, back to immigration. Okay, so we got. Let me answer one more question on TikTok for now. Then I'll hop over to YouTube, of course, because they're sharing my channel with a couple more people now. It looks like. All right, looks like I'm at Alex's question on TikTok. How long does it take to get one? Get one? You mean like a green card after a marriage with someone who has it? I think I don't understand your question. What do you mean by get one then? Because with someone who has it, has legal entry? Is that what you mean? If you mean legal entry after that, then I mean, and you're a citizen. If Alex is a citizen, then assuming Alex is the sponsor, then about 12 months. It almost kind of tracks like this time. And that's the totally weird part. If you're only filing a petition, even sponsored by a U.S. citizen, it seems to take longer. I mean, not just seems, I know, but from case experience, it takes longer than an actual adjustment of status case, meaning the I-130, work permit, 45, 131, like all those forms is faster. I'm not saying like lightning speed anymore. Our fastest case, I believe, during Biden was probably 3 months for adjustment status, but that's obviously like, I think that's like kind of a fluke. Like that's not normal. Um, but the adjustment status for green card in America, it takes shorter time, less time than just petition only. It is weird. I have no explanation for that except USCIS sucks. Oscar, your interview hasn't been scheduled since 2020. Yeah, you need to talk to us. Choco Flan, welcome back, buddy. You follow me on IG. Thank you so much. So if you check me out on IG right now, I've got this like futuristic thing. I don't know how to get rid of it. Someone has joined a live show on Instagram. I don't. She didn't have a question, and I don't know how to, politely kick her from the thing. I'm just swiping left to right here. Apparently I need to learn the app. Okay, we got Julius Locker. What's going on?
Hey man, how are you?
You doing okay?
Yes, sir. I just have a question.
Sure.
So my sister are adopted through my aunt, who is a U.S. citizen. But my sister ended up going back home to the Philippines, and it's been 10 years now, and she has 3 kids, and she wants to come back to the U.S., but we don't really know like the process of that.
But you said your sister and you were adopted?
Yes, we're adopted through my aunt, who is a U.S. citizen.
Okay. Is there any proof? Did your aunt continue or get a lawyer, anyone to help with the immigration part of it?
No, they were having some trouble, my sister and my aunt. So my sister ended up going back home
Hmm.
in 2014, and we got here in 2011.
Okay. 2011. Okay. So she left to the Philippines in 2014. So what about you? Did your aunt help finalize the immigration paperwork for you?
Oh yes, our immigration. I mean, our adoption is finalized. It's legal and everything, and she was already here, and you know.
Okay, but like to take a step further though, so because some people inquire with us about something similar,
Hmm.
whether in America or not, but the adoption is just only one part of it. It's not like automatic for the immigration part.
Hmm.
So do you have proof that you're a citizen now?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
All right, great. So so it sounds like maybe for your sister it's not the same way. Then I mean, my gut says it's too late, that
Mm.
she needs to be re-sponsored in that sense. But our team, this is a little bit more complex, as you can imagine. So I definitely need a one-on-one with an immigration attorney. So it's obviously like in this situation, it's very kind of you to help your sister.
Hmm.
It's probably may need a joint meeting, especially if with you and your sister, especially if you have more information about the situation,
Hmm.
or just her if she knows all of it.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Alrighty. So, but yeah, so a situation like that, like this, like on our link down below, we do have a form or an option if you want to speak directly to an attorney. That's option two, and in that link, that option number two, you can upload some documents, whatever you have, or you can just email in later that
Hmm.
information. Okay.
Okay, sounds
All right.
good.
Good luck to you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Julius. That's very kind of him. Let's see. All right, so we got Sophia is next on YouTube. Then we'll go to TikTok. Good morning. Your wife just received her work permit. All right, awesome. Congrats to her. While her 45 is pending, is there a limitation of hours that she could use her EAD card? You know what? Interesting. I appreciate that question. I don't think I received that question, but that's good because great to ask because on F1 visa, you're not allowed to work unless you have like the limited, I think it's 20 hours limited part-time work. So yeah, great question. And no, it's unlimited. You could even work overtime. Okay. Um, in this situation based on through marriage. All right. All right, let's see on TikTok. Okay, we got a guest on TikTok. Asha, what's going on? You're processing it. Hello. Good morning.
Could you please tell me, like, how long does it take when your case at the NBC for visa processing?
Okay, great. I can hear you better now. How long did it take? Well, have you been documentarily qualified or complete? Could you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, you got to turn down the volume on your TV or something. I
Yes,
believe.
I turned it
Okay,
off.
so for me to answer your question, I have to ask you some questions. That's just how lawyers work. So when were you documentarily complete?
My mom in the US and she filed with paperwork in 2020
Mm-hmm.
and we already collect GEO and invoice
Okay, so your
because
paperwork's
we are in Guyana.
Guyana, but did you actually receive an email saying documentarily complete?
Yes, and they show that the case sent to NVC.
Okay, and what's your priority date and what's your uh visa categories like F4? Who sponsored you?
My mom.
Your mom? Is she a citizen right now?
Yeah, she's a green card holder.
Okay, so it sounds like you're F2B category. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at F2B. Are you familiar with the visa bulletin?
No, that's the reason why I'm asking.
Okay, great. Well, so yeah, I have a video on YouTube that talks about visa bulletin, how to look at it. And I think you said your case was filed around 2020.
Yes.
Do you know if that's the year of your priority date also?
Yes, it's show that it filed on 2020 on November or something like that.
Okay. So they're working for F2B category. Okay, and that's for sponsoring a resident parent, sponsor a adult child over 21. They're working on cases with the prior date of May 2016. So you got about 4 years if it's like tracking evenly or fairly, I guess you could say. Um, so you got to check that because by the time it shows November 2020 or whatever your prior date is on the bulletin online, and it's 1 year past that date, you have to start all over, and that's not good, right? So you gotta. For now, you could probably just check once a year for now, but when it gets closer, you gotta check several times a year. Okay.
Okay.
So for anyone else in a situation like Asha, put it on your calendar and put it recurring event so you don't mess it up. You don't forget about it. Okay. All right. So check out my video about that on YouTube, greencardguys.tv. Or just email us. We'll send you the video. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Asha. Take care. Good luck. All right. Yo, she had a TV and then dogs barking in the back. We try our best here. I'm really trying to answer your questions. Let's see. All right. So we got JD on YouTube. You did your interview abroad. Your immigrant visa has been adjudicated and refused because you didn't take COVID vaccine. Found inadmissible, so you apply for the 601. I think they will send over embassy to approve? Well, what's your reason? I mean, I'm not trying to make you feel bad, JD, but I have not heard of one time. I know a lot of lawyers, and I'm pretty sure if immigration lawyer had approval, they would probably share that. The good news in a sense, right? Because I'm not here to tell anyone to say you got to take the vaccine, Um, but I've heard of every time I hear about something about 601 waiver for vaccine, not taking a certain vaccine, and may not actually be about the COVID vaccine. I actually think it's like doesn't make sense if someone did take the COVID vaccine but didn't take it for the others. It's just gonna be complicated for USCIS officer. They'd be like, why would you do that if you were against vaccines in general? But for you, JD, I mean, you might have the probability of approval, but it's not strong because a lot of people, I mean, the USCIS instructions about it, I'm sure you read it. It has to be based on a moral or I think moral and religious reason. So they're all about consistency, right? USCIS. So I was like, okay, well, if you didn't take COVID vaccine, was the same reason applied to the other vaccines that you didn't take? So that's where I think, even if your reason was like solid and reasonable, legitimate, but but you took the other vaccines, then I just don't think it's gonna work. But good luck to you, okay? Look, I've never worked for USCIS, so I don't know, right? But I'm just reading the instructions and based on case experience. Hey, what's going on, Juan? I don't know. Anyone on Instagram watching here, I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to take this thing off. It's kind of ridiculous, this futuristic thing. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's how I got that person on. Okay. Now I think I can move my face thing. Okay. Okay, whatever. That's not working. Okay. Roof is on fire. How quick do you need to renounce your old foreign passport after receiving U.S. citizenship? You don't really have to, because they don't ask for proof. Okay, Mary, we'll check out your comment. It'll probably have to be later today. Your son's case got approved yesterday. You're not getting email. Petitioner email not on file. What can you do? What email were you expecting? Did you get some kind of email from National Visa Center? I don't know what kind of case you have, but generally USCIS, if that's the agency you're referring to, they don't um, they don't have they don't email. USCIS is very limited. The limited time that I've known USCIS officer to email is like, let's say someone was scheduled for an interview and then they cancel the interview, or like they might say like something related to medical exam. Diane Spice on TikTok. Good morning. When someone has a pending asylum case waiting on interview, is that person safe? You have a pending case for asylum, so I believe you're safe in that sense, especially if you already have a removal case, because they unless you have an expedited removal situation where they can expedite your removal quickly, instantaneously, then no, you have everyone has due process rights in general. Okay, so I think just to give some kind of peace of mind for anyone, regardless if you file an application or not, if you're already in the United States, again, whether you have a petition on file, application on file or not, you need to request an immigration court hearing, because that is where you can exercise your due process rights to basically advocate to fight for your ability to stay in America. Okay, to present opportunity to present your case, the facts, and of course, if you're in removal proceedings, you probably want to hire an attorney. You definitely, I think, it's in that sense, like that's one of the skills I got. I got litigation skills, court skills from law school, and just refined it through experience. And so I mean, I'm sure some people went on their own for court, but y'all just have to understand certain scenarios that you probably need to hire a lawyer than not. Okay. Um, and I know it's tough. Everyone has a different budget, so find a good, reputable lawyer that hopefully is in your budget. Okay, but I can be straight with y'all right now. If you got an immigration court case and you think it's going to be 5G, it ain't going to be 5G with a reputable lawyer. I'll tell you straight up. So just be ready, okay, with the funds. It's just unfortunately the reality of things, right? Just like you pay from a plumber for their service, there's a certain cost to it. So as much I don't like paying for plumbers, you got to do it. I'm not gonna. At least I got to do it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, we got a guest on TikTok. I'm gonna invite the person. I'm gonna answer the question on soccer lovers on YouTube real quick. you're married to a U.S. citizen who abused you. I'm sorry to hear that. You filed for VAWA already. Good. When you file for divorce, it's important to file based on abuse to support your VAWA. I would absolutely try to add that. Of course, if for some reason in terms of negotiation with the divorce case and you end up removing it from the amended complaint, amended petition, some people do that because look, I mean, for divorce, if you have an attorney or he has an attorney and it could drag out, it could take a long time, and you just want to get it done, then yeah, it's a consideration sometimes to remove it, right? But if you have the upper hand, then just keep holding on. But I mean, I don't know your specific details, but yeah, try to put the abuse on. Certainly, try to add it to your divorce complaint or petition if your attorney advises that. Okay, on the family law side. Hey, Chella, bro. Oh, no worries about the face thing. Oh, do I just swipe and that goes away? I don't know. I need to probably read up on that. You're an immigrant with concerns about what will happen with immigrants in the next administration. Sorry and thank you. Oh, no worries. That's not your fault about my face thing on Instagram. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Do I have a meeting right now? Okay, I can stay on for another 5 minutes. We got Yosh boy processing in here. What's going on?
Hello.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question, but I'm not sure
Okay.
what to ask. So what happened? I'm waiting for my interview to do my test to get my naturalization, right?
Okay.
Okay, I've been a green card holder, so I'm waiting for that. And what happened? My wife, she came in 2022, but she overstayed her visa. But we got married and we have a kid. So I'm in the process after getting my citizenship. I would like to petition for her.
Okay.
And within the Trump administration, do you think that will be a likely cause that I can?
That you can file for her?
Yes, even
What?
though she overstayed within the U.S., but she came legally through through the border protection from Guyana, actually. So my question. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to ask a fact question. Did you say she entered illegally without visa?
No, she entered legally with the visa.
Okay, great. Yes, she can be. You can sponsor her, and assuming she never left U.S. after that, then you can sponsor for adjustment of status when you become a citizen.
Okay, so you would advise do it once I get a citizenship instead of as a green card.
Yeah, it's administrative headache to do it now and then waiting to see if they found out. If there's no way to USCIS to confirm, it's difficult. It's just like a waiting game to figure out if they confirm you're a citizen and upgrade your status category.
Okay, gotcha. Can I ask another question?
Sure.
So do you think I should do it on my own or I should seek a lawyer? That's the
Well, I try my best to be unbiased, of course, compared to other people. But essentially, if I had to boil it down to one question, if you want the most peace of mind, like even though you have status, right?
right.
And like, look, if even though I know all of y'all to be educated, take the time to read instructions on the USCIS website. Like there's some things in general, I don't have like a long list of scenarios that's not necessarily listed in instructions. Because at the end of the day, USCIS is not here to help you. They're not your lawyer. They're not your friend. Right. So of course, during President Biden, it's been a lot more pleasant in that way. It's been faster, a little bit more efficient. but not for everyone. Still, a lot of people still get denied.
Correct.
So,
Mhm.
so hopefully that gives you an idea. Of course, we're happy to chat more. Actually, I mentioned this way earlier in the show. Is that if you click my link all the way down, or click my bio, click on a link, and then all the way down, scroll down. There's a free guide. It's like the guide I believe has like the top 5 questions to ask an immigration lawyer. So y'all take that and run with it, okay?
Okay, I know you have a lot of people that's viewing, but I have one last question.
Sure, sure.
So I think I have the process how to go about filing, but as you said, I just need to be really attentive and keen as to not have autocorrects and really pay attention to what's happening. But the question is, when would I need to file the I-601A waiver for her? When would that come into play?
Well, you only need in your situation, you only need to file that if you only still stick with permanent resident. But once you become a citizen, I meant to share this earlier that on the USCIS policy manual, the law essentially, if you are a citizen sponsor and you're married to her and she enter with a visa and you overstay, it's like an automatic waiver. You don't have to file 601A waiver. Okay.
Oh, so I wouldn't have to file it for her then.
Correct. I just saved you $1,000. You're welcome. In 3 years.
Hey, I'm in the HVAC business. I'm not sure if you're in the state of New York. I could do your maintenance for free.
Oh, that's very nice. But I'm always willing to pay, happy to pay for anyone's services. Thank you so much. But hey, I'm always we're actually adding to the list for referring others. And I used to live in New York for law school, so I'm happy to add you to my list actually. And anyone that's been following on any of these channels, just send us your information. Okay. Of course, we have to vet you too. Do our due diligence.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, appreciate it, boss. Mm-hmm.
So once I already get you're saying once as soon as I get the naturalization certificate, I should go ahead and I think I know the first form is the I-130, right?
Yes. I mean, so when you become a citizen, there's a whole package of forms essentially. So, but it sounded like did you already file to become a citizen?
I already filed. I'm
Okay.
just waiting for the interview to take the naturalization exam.
When did you file your N400?
Well, I filed my N400. I think it was in December. I already did my biometrics and everything. I'm just awaiting their call now.
December. Okay.
Yes.
Let me check that for you real quick. I don't always do this, but let me check. Do you know which field office you would be located? Brooklyn or
I did it in Queens.
Queens?
It's on Jamaica Ave.
Okay, let me check it out. Okay, that's not too bad. It says 7 months. 80% of case complete in 7 months.
Because it's funny, my sister, we all came as a family. My sister, she had did her N400 and she filed like around July, even though they had said 7 months processing time. They reached out back to her within 2 months. So I'm just praying that it will be the same for me too.
I hope so. Yeah, that'd be great. You never know. Yeah, hopefully that works out faster for you. So if you just want to learn more about us or just the process in general, we have some free information. So check out our link. Okay, boss. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your help, and well, have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Thank you, boss.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, I love sharing information where like literally just saved him. If he had us continue to assume he had to file a waiver, that would have been minimum processing time of 3 years. Although you can't file the waiver yet. And then the application is almost $1,000. So if y'all appreciate the way I share information to save y'all time, money, and just point you in the right direction in general, please tap the screen, click the like button, or whichever platform you're on. On TikTok and Instagram, y'all just like, if you're just chilling, just keep tapping. Okay, just keep tapping. All right. That's the only kind of dance I'm doing today. All right, appreciate it. And honestly, I don't know if following TikTok matters at this point. Follow me on TikTok because it's supposed to go away in 5 days. But go ahead and follow in case it comes back, okay? If you don't mind. You're welcome, Yoish boy. And I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. let's see. Let me go back to Marion 55. Your friend's USCIS asylum interview got rescheduled because of snow. How long do I think the interview will be? Could it be months or even years? Oh man, it's tough. It's tough because I would say months. I don't think years in that situation. Okay, because of the reason that it got canceled was inclement weather. I'm curious, Marion 55, if you're still on, how long did your friend wait in general since he or she filed the case? Because unfortunately, usually because of Trump's prior asylum policy, last in, first out, back 4 to 8 years ago, then it like flipped the cases in a sense that people that filed at that time it's only been 2 months. That's pretty good because a lot of people, assuming your friend wanted to interview sooner, but some people don't want to interview that quick because maybe they're not too sure about their claim. But look, a lot of people that authorize us to file a mandamus lawsuit to get the interview sooner. First thing for us, we have to wait minimum 4 years after receipt date. So imagine this, like people who filed back in 2018, that bring us to like 2024-ish, 2025. That's actually still a long time. That's pretty ridiculous. But after we file a lawsuit, knock on wood, generally in our case experience has been able to get you an interview within 2 to 3 months. Okay. California, there was at least one time that it was like we got the interview date, but the interview itself was like 8 months later. But at least it got scheduled, got in line. All right. Let's get, by the way, just a quick plug here. Since we might not see each other here on TikTok in about 5 days, T minus 5 days. And again, if you appreciate the way I share information, save people money, give them peace of mind, go ahead and follow me on Green Card Guys on Instagram, YouTube, and maybe consider Facebook, I guess. But it's all the same handle. The only difference is YouTube is Green Card Guys TV. Okay. All right, we got Shin Willie and then 8 Ball on TikTok. 8 Ball's on deck.
Hello,
Hello.
good morning.
Hello, good morning. How can I help you?
Yes, my son case got approved last night, and we are not getting any email regards to the approval. I got a case check on my phone. That's how I see the approval. But the person who filed my case, under the petitioner, there's no email, there's no number or anything like that. So my husband is not getting any form of email. So I was wondering, what can we do? Do we need to call USCIS to let them know our update?
Well, USCIS, how they know if you don't have an online account with USCIS, then they're supposed to mail you the letter, and sometimes it takes a couple days. It's not gonna, because online is just instantaneous, right? So they don't email you the approval letter by USCIS, but email is important for the next step. Well, first of all, it depends actually where your son is. What kind of case is it? Is your son
My
abroad?
son is outside the US.
Okay.
He's a minor, he's 7.
Okay.
Right.
So this is what you want to do. Go ahead and email us. We'll send you the link for the National Visa Center inquiry box. They don't have an email to use. You just have to submit inquiry there. But it's quite normal that they'll tell you there's a web page that will tell you normally it'll take like 3 weeks to 4 weeks to receive an email from the National Visa Center. That's for the next step, okay, for your son. But yeah, they wouldn't even email you. You're right, because if you said there's no email on file on the petition.
Right, there's no email. So I was wondering if I could update the case by give them a call to put my husband's email on file. So when they're gonna email us regards to NVC, that's where the email would he would have gotten the email, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Eventually, you have to get the email. You wouldn't have gotten the email yet anyway, but you want to be proactive, which is exactly what you're doing. That's great. So yeah, go ahead and email us, and my team will email you those links, government websites. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Oh,
Thank you.
and by the way, if anyone has to email us for resources or anything like that, and it's not on my my normal LINK, but go to my LINK, and then there's a little icon that says like email that looks like email box. So click on that one. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. And of course, you don't necessarily need to put anything in the body of the email if you're trying to do it quickly, right? But of course, a little bit more context could be helpful for my team because I can't update for every possible request. I wish I had that much time. So yeah, by the way, again, if you're just joining the channel, welcome. As you're coming in the channel for the first time, just go ahead and tap the screen 5 times. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up on your respective platform. So on Instagram, we got this. We got this question from Lonzus. You just filed 485 in I-130 in December, so last month. You're currently eligible for U visa. Should you file for U visa? Is your current application based on marriage or something else? Like if you think somehow, well, here's my stance on like another application. In general, if you believe you're eligible for like more than one option, and money is not a thing, like not a concern, then I recommend filing for both, right? You already have the marriage case going because you just never know what's going to happen with the marriage. Okay. I wish you all the best in your marriage relationship, but you just never know considering the people some people have contacted us. Some of y'all have some marital difficulties. I mean, I think like every marriage is not easy, but then you might want to consider U visa. Also, for U visa, you might not know this, but for U visa, if anyone is not sure what it is, it's a pathway for people who are victims of crime. So it's more expansive than VAWA. It doesn't have to be a spouse or another family member, like a son, daughter, grandparent, or your own parent, actually. But a victim of crime for U visa, it could be assault, by anyone. It could be a stranger, like you're at a bar. We've had a client where got hit. The car got hit. Okay, drinking, driving, hit by someone else, and that's a crime, right? So U visa is based on crimes. So that's possible. And actually, our situation where a person may not necessarily be the victim, like what we call direct victim. It can also include indirect victim, meaning like you actually weren't the person directly harmed. You can also apply. Okay. I mean, you have to be, if you're an indirect victim, you have to be the family member of the direct victim. Obviously, you can't, just because you're there at the scene of the crime, but it's like some of the stranger, then no, that's not considered a pathway for you. Okay. Um, Okay, yeah. I mean, so the key thing about considering whether you want to file for U visa, even though you have a current marriage application on file, yeah, I mean, for U visa, you just put it in. The thing is, U visa certification form needs to be done in a timely manner because many law enforcement agencies, police department, sheriff department, they have a limited time frame. Their policies say like, oh, if it's been 2 years since the crime incident, then you can't ask for. They're not going to authorize. They're not going to sign off on the visa certification, which I think is like bonkers. I just think it's ridiculous. But I can't control their policy. And in sometimes we have to educate law enforcement agencies in a polite and professional way because some may just they hop on a phone. We figure out who's the authorized person to sign. It's not just like any person, but in the department. But you have to talk to the specific person handling it. And some people are like, oh, I didn't even know. It's not, they're talking sometimes as if they didn't even know what their responsibility meant. They thought like, oh, if I sign this certification form, does that mean like I'm giving the visa to this person? Like they didn't want that responsibility. And I was like, oh my God, I have to educate you so much, my friend. Um, that is why I'm on the live show, y'all. We record videos to share this. It's not just for you, it's for law enforcement, it's for other stakeholders so they can know more information. I can't hate on anyone. I'm just trying to share information. Okay, we got 8 Ball on TikTok. On missing. Okay. Let's invite him back on. Let's see if he'll join. All right. In the meantime, we got Marcus. How long will it take the USCIS to respond to I-130 petition when field? When field, maybe you mean the field office, when the beneficiary lives in the USA? Did you file anything else? Just a petition only? If it's petition only, sorry, on YouTube, I only have, or on TikTok, I have the background of the processing times for the 2 different petitions sponsored by U.S. citizen or sponsored like a family member. I mean, permanent resident. Over here on this side on TikTok is family preference. So it just depends. Yeah, it depends on your field office. Does that make it go away? I don't know. On Instagram, it's a little strange. Okay, crime is still being investigated. I think that's okay. I mean, some agents, law enforcement agency might be fine still signing off on it. And the thing is, even because you're cooperating, right? You provide the facts, you provide the information on what happened at that time at the criminal incident. But also, even if police department is like, look, I don't really want to like sign off on this, but if the investigation leads to a prosecution with the criminal court, then you can have 2 more authorized persons to sign off for you on the certification. That can be the district attorney's office or the judge, the presiding judge. And in fact, I've actually had a judge sign it when that judge wasn't the presiding judge of that case. It was just a judge that I didn't go to completely random. It was fortunately someone I knew of. It was not asking for any favors, but it happened to be the same court. And I just like at that time it was a different judge, a new judge. Alrighty, so by the way, please don't copy and paste your questions because I try to go in order depending on each platform. Let's see here. And also, just want to share with you, I have this old link that's still active. If I was able to help you to some extent, even if it's like some kind of peace of mind, I really appreciate it. In addition to the taps and the likes, the thumbs up, if you go over to www.tinglaw, I'm sorry, www.reviewtinglaw, we greatly appreciate it. Okay, and let me pop that over on YouTube and Facebook so you can see that. www.reviewtinglaw.com. If you just joined or you haven't done it already, especially if you're on TikTok, okay, we might not see each other again, okay? God bless you. I wish you all the best over I'm going to go join live every day until this TikTok app just like vanishes, I guess. It'd be a bit strange. It'd be a bit emotional. I don't know, just something about the community, especially the green card guys community, but TikTok community is just a lot easier to share information, go live, and you could DM and all that. But anyways, I'm trying to go live at least twice a day until the 19th. So in the meantime, go ahead and follow us on TikTok too, in case it comes back, and also on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. It's the same handle, Green Card Guys. Okay, on YouTube it's a bit extra, Green Card Guys TV. Okay, so now back to a question here on TikTok. 8Ball, if you're still on, I try to get you on. You follow 45. Oh, 8Ball, is 8Ball the same person as Lonzas? That doesn't seem like the same question. Okay, that worked out then. Um, Oscar, your adjustment status interview hasn't been rescheduled since 2020. Oh my dear Lord. Okay, we got to take action, Oscar. If anyone in a similar situation, Oscar, if it's been at least 15 months, you need to know this. I'm not here to give you a hard time, but I'm here to share information and possible solutions, possible strategies, possible action items for you. Number one, like my channel, tap the screen. But seriously, in Oscar situation, you need to file a mandamus lawsuit. Okay, it's been 2020, bro. It's been 4 years. And again, I'm not trying to give you a hard time because even if you have a lawyer, most immigration lawyers don't even know about mandamus. Like I've been trying to our team has been contacting a lot of immigration lawyers, especially starting with our network, our AILA, American Immigration Lawyers Association. And some are like, oh, I didn't know about that. And I'm like, well, if you have a case that's taking too long in these different scenarios, these different timings, contact us. We'll be happy to help your client. Of course, it's a separate fee. You had to pay a separate fee, court fee, things like that. But I think you're losing out on, I hate to say this, but y'all know this. You're losing out on a lot of different things in life, right? Like if you have a family member, a relative, maybe your like sibling has a kid, and now like, yo, let's go on a Disney cruise. And you're like, can't do that. I can't do that. And then what are you gonna tell your kid? What you gonna tell your kid when someone in your family members like your family's like, hey, are you guys going on a Disney cruise? And they hear it out loud. You're like, oh goddamn. You're like, damn it, bro, how come you said that out loud, right? So, but in all seriousness, you need to take action, okay? Because there's so many reasons why obviously legal status can help you level up next in life. All right. Thanks for the follows. Really appreciate it. Again, if you want a free guide, even if you're not too sure, like I'm just trying to feel you out, John and Green Card guys, go to my LINK on YouTube and Facebook. Is linked down below. There's a free guide. Just when you click the link, it starts with ZAP dot something. I don't even know anymore. I click on that. Then all the way down below, there's an option for a free guide. And just like put in your name, email. You're gonna get an email that says contains at least like I think top 5 questions to ask an immigration attorney or immigration law firm. Because look, I mean, we'll be happy to help you, but we know there's so many lawyers. Like one question right now, for example, is like, how soon will you file my case? Like, don't be shy to ask that question because you hire us for a reason. Okay. I mean, that's at the minimum to ask. And the other question I can tell you right now is like, how often or how soon, like, how do I even schedule with an attorney? How do I do that? For us, we have a link that you can self-schedule below our email signature box. Like you don't even have to email us. You don't have to call in to ask for the link. It's already there. And you would already have an email from us because as soon as you authorize us, you sign up with us, you sign the contract, of course, then we send you an email like automatically to send you that information. Okay, our contact information, which you technically already have. It's just additional ways to contact us. Real dad, can approved asylum application affect a marriage-based green card application? Doesn't sound like a negative way. The thing is, though, like if you're approved for asylum, that's wonderful. Congratulations to you for anyone in that situation. But let's say you have a pending marriage-based green card case, and your sponsor is a U.S. citizen, your spouse, and you're wondering, well, should I just continue that? Like, look, sounds like you already filed the case, so no need to stop it. Because the thing is, for asylum, that's only asylee status. Okay, and then even with asylee status, you can apply it to become a resident now, but I mean, you still have to pay the fees, right? That's another set of fees. So, and you don't have to apply for a green card based on asylum right now. So in terms of strategy, you can wait it out and see how the marriage green card case goes. Okay. But there's a lot of strategy behind it. That's just like first layer of questions, like I would or information I would share. Then long term plan is about citizenship, right? So in general, I would just lean towards the marriage case for residency because you can become a citizen faster in that sense within 3 years of resident status. All righty. Appreciate your questions. Thank you so much. Going live a bit. Going live a bit longer today than expected. I'll be live for. I'll answer one more question. Husele, is it me? I don't know. Did I even say that correctly? Do I work with mental health professionals for immigration evaluations? Yes, absolutely. I think most of our professionals, the mental health professionals, of course, there's a lot of different, occupation titles related to that, have been able to help our clients remotely. But so whether or not you accept patients remotely or not, let us know. Email us, DM us for now on my team. You click on the LINK, there's the email icon. You can click on that and share information about your services. Thank you so much. All right. Which, by the way, if you're a client of ours, and you happen to have a business, or you're have a business that you want to refer, like you work for a company and you're a client, we do add you to our referral list of different services. I guess whether it's product or service, right? Because we understand that life can be. I'm going to say life. It takes time to review all these different things. So we conduct our due diligence of our client services also, how the process is. So then after that, we add them to our referral network. Okay. So of course you have to be a client to be on that list. Otherwise, it's kind of like a free for all. And we currently don't charge clients to be able to do that. Arcaida Diallo, that's how long will K1 visa process take in 2025? Whether it's 2025 or 2024, it's all the same generally. It just takes a hell of a long time. Click on my link for the webinar. That's free. Option number 3, I think. So it's a long explanation. I'm trying to answer this last one real quick here. Basilio asked, what does it mean when the case was approved? In the very beginning, it said card being produced. Please help me with it. It was the I-485. Well, how long has it been since the case status showed those different statuses? What it means is that they're going to mail it to you, your card, your resident card. So make sure you have the same address. And if you moved, make sure you forward your address. And so you got to do that ASAP. It sounds like that's a recent case update for you. Congratulations to you, Basilio. All right, so put it on your calendar. For anyone that's a resident right now, put it on your calendar when you can when you can apply to be a U.S. citizen. Okay, that's a safe assumption. With YouTube and all these different, TikTok is about to go away though, but these social media platforms, there's so many, and look at local churches, at least in Texas, like there's so many churches here in Texas, of course, but there's a lot of churches. Fortunately, they have English classes. Some are even free. So I don't know if you have to be a member of that church, but just something to consider. It was approved. Oh, I thought that was last year. It's January 14th. So actually, that's not long ago. Only 2 days ago. So yeah, you'll probably get it within a week or two. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I gotta take a break. Drink some water. By the way, what do y'all think about the new logo? Okay, you think it's okay? Your opinion matters to some extent. Of course, my team opinion matters the most. But what do y'all think? Looks okay. All right. Gotta refresh. Get some. What do you call it? Water in your system. Hydrate. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, Basilio, you're already approved. Just gotta wait for the green card. Wait for the approval notice in the mail. All right, go ahead and follow for more, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Talk to you soon. Follow. Thank you. See you on the other platform. DM me.